Having a meeting of the Carroll County Fiscal Court, let the minutes show May 14th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Can I get a motion to be appointed as presiding officer?
I'll make a motion.
Clay. Follow the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just come here again thankful for the freedoms we have together here. So thankful for all the folks that have attended here. We thank for all the hard work of those that are employed by the county, that do the business of the county every day, Lord. Just continue to pray for the judge, Lord, and his recovery, and that he will return to his office and his seat here and in the near future, Lord. We're thankful for the recovery thus far, that it's gone smoothly. Be with all those others in our community that are ill and those that have lost loved ones, and be with our men and women that are protecting our freedoms around the globe, and those here that protect us day in and day out, Lord. These things we ask in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Approval of minutes from 4/23/24.
I'll make the motion.
Scott, second by Clay. Budget transfers. Get a motion.
I'll second. Sorry.
Invoice approvals.
And I will make the motion on that as well.
Motion by Scott, second by Clay. Financial statement information.
No questions on that.
Budget 2024, 2025, first reading. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Clay, second by Scott. Standing order approvals for 2024.
Next.
Oh, yeah, first reading, sorry.
And therefore be ordained that the Carroll County to support the budget for the fiscal year 2024 to 2025 for the appropriations set forth as follows. In the general fund, $5,240,840. Road fund, $1,817,782. Jail fund, $3,198,841. LGDA fund, $946,057. State grants, $10,000. Federal grants, $173,664. Ambulance fund, $2,464,902. Solid waste fund, $314,628. Parks and Recreation Fund, $511,139. Sheriff's Fund, $1,557,702. 911 Fund, $27,005. 911 Wireless Fund, $180,010. Insurance Fund, $80,000. Clerk Senate Bill 135 Fund, $44,270. Opioid Settlement, $268,674. The total budget appropriations, $16,835,514, with income in each of those funds being exactly equal to those appropriations.
And I'll make a motion to accept the budget as read, first reading. I want to thank Debbie for all her hard work on this. This has been a lot of hours by all of us. Appreciate all the hard work on that.
Motion was made by Scott, second by Clay. All in favor, say aye. Standing order approvals, 2024, 2025. Get a motion.
Make a motion to approve the standing orders as presented.
Motion by Scott, second by Clay. Get a. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Kim McCarty, Kentucky Transportation.
Thanks for the
Can
opportunity.
you go to the podium real quick, Ken, I guess, are you okay?
Podium?
With that? Yeah, because we're actually online. We didn't put any makeup on you. We should have Nick go on.
I didn't sign a consent release for mine. Could be 1 and 3.
Get the slide on real quick.
Okay, so I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I have with me today Sean Russell. Sean is our section supervisor. My name is Ken McCarty. I work in the Owen County Section Office. I take care of Carroll and Galveston County maintenance. Today, I came to speak about the rural secondary road allotment for this year. You all have a copy. So the allotment, I just got a new budget number this past week. I was out of town. I came back, so I put this together just yesterday. The funding was increased by a little bit, not a whole bunch. So Carroll County's allotment, $618,000. $247,000 of that the cabinet retains to maintain rural secondary roads for snow removal and pothole patching, that sort of stuff. There's 48.3 miles of rural secondary roads in Carroll County. So we take that money out. There was a $70,000 undistributed fund. That's from last year when we put 1226 out for bids. It was 70,000 under what I estimated it to be, so we got that money back. And then the flex funds for the year is $92,700. So as I explained last year, the flex monies are monies the county can retain and use on the county roads. Carroll County has always given us the money back. So I will give you this little spiel. With that $92,000, $92,700, if the county retains that and uses that on their county roads, they put a road out for bids, when a contractor comes in, $15,000 or $20,000 of that's going to be eaten up with mobilization fees. So if those flex funds are returned back to us and we use them on the same road that we're going to use our primary monies on, we get to use all $93,000 on a state road because we've already eaten the mobilization fee. So it's my recommendation that we do Kentucky 2949, which I think is South Fork Road. Goes from Kentucky 1112, so I got a typo there. Goes from 1112 US 42. Just to pave that 3 miles is about $350,000. With the available flex funds, if they're returned to the cabinet, we'll do about 1,000 square yards of base failures and should have enough money left to update all the signage. And you can see in the red to the right, we would be over by about $28,000. What last year's estimate is any indication what this year's will be, we should be fine. We should still have some money left over, so, which again would come back next year.
So Ken, a couple of questions. These are, I've been talking to people knowing that you were gonna be here. So what's the process by which you chose South Fork? And I don't disagree that South Fork needs some attention. But the ones that typically come up in my district are Kentucky 47.
Not a rural secondary road.
Okay, so that's okay, thank you for that. And the other one, and it's, I think I answered my question too, and then I was gonna ask you this anyway, where those are at, so we're just kind of setting this up. Bucks Run, because Bucks Run falls in that same category.
Bucks Run is a rural secondary
Okay,
road.
okay.
So my plan is this summer to do a comprehensive review of every road in the county. I went to central office a couple years ago, came back for this last year. I've been working some on those central office duties. So it's taken some time away from the counties, but my plan is to get all those covered this year and maybe have a little better plan. But Bucks Run is not in terrible shape. It's got shoulder issues.
Yeah.
And we did a preventive maintenance job on that 7 years ago.
The chip and seal
Chip seal.
effort, yeah.
And if you look at it compared to White's Run, which has been resurfaced since then, Bucks Run is still in better condition than.
Yeah, and I think that's an excellent point. I think a lot of this, there's some side issues,
Yeah.
and so I don't know when you do this comprehensive review, if you can look close. You know, some of those are, and I think are almost emergency type thing.
Yeah.
There's one specific place.
Yeah, like landslides and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
So So landslide repairs typically, we were able to go to central office and get maintenance monies to do those things, so they're hugely expensive. This last year, we got $0 from central office to do landslide repairs. They spent their money elsewhere, so. Tech 47, as you were asking about, is a low volume road.
Yeah.
There's only $360,000 a year for low volume roads paving in the lower 8 counties. There's 11 counties in the district. So $360,000 busted up between 8 counties, it's difficult to get that done. I'm gonna work on trying to get 47 switched back to rural secondary,
Okay.
which it was 7 or 8 years ago. Then it got switched to state secondary.
Well, anything I can do to help with that, please let me know, and if it's talking to our state senator or representative, because.
That stuff's kind of internal
Okay.
with rural roads, and a lot of that's changed because of, I guess, House Bill 265 and some bill code policy. Anyway,
I mean, as far as this is concerned, I absolutely think, prepared to prove it, go for it.
okay. So I need to,
So I'll make them, okay.
so I need for you to approve what I'm gonna do, which is pave it.
Yep.
And then approve or disapprove if you're gonna give us the place monies back to do additional work.
Okay, so I will make a motion, I guess I can do that with one, if you think, to actually do the resurfacing of South Fork Road from, 1112 to US 42, and then also utilize the available flex funds in the value of $92,700 to also cover the additional base failures. Make a motion on that.
All in favor, say aye.
Anything else?
Yeah, I have a couple other questions. First of all, really appreciate it. I know we had sent some notes and you guys got right on it. There were some holes out on 36 at the Lick Creek Bridge.
Correct.
So you guys got those, so I appreciate you getting sorted out. I really appreciate too, and I thought it was kind of interesting, but it was welcome. You guys basically did the mulching head with the track hoe all through the winter season and made a lot of ground. So is there plans to continue, because we didn't get everything, there's a couple locations that needed, so what's the plans there?
Well, they'll continue those efforts as they have time.
Okay,
In the past, we only had one of those machines.
Right, yeah.
Now we've got 2.
Okay.
So we've got the little excavator and then we've got a tractor with
yes,
those.
yeah.
David worked all winter in his group because they were short. They only had 3 or 4
Yes,
people.
yeah.
So they could set up their automatic players and they can work. So they'll continue those efforts. They'll get them all knocked out as time allows. Right now, they're trying to get till July 1st, so we can get our new budget money, so we can do our fun stuff. But they're trying to fix little potholes and stuff. They did a couple base failures on 389 last week. So small things we can do now, just to try to get to July 1st, so we get our money back.
I just appreciated it, looks good.
I have something again, and this concerns Ben's district as well as mine. Up here on 42, just about across from Mr. Funeral
I
Home.
imagine you between 814 and 816.
Yeah, the road's actually collapsing.
Yeah.
It's actually sinking. It's creating problems. It's actually it's actually taking the base out from under the driveway.
Right.
In that hole. So is there something in the
Well,
plan?
their plan was to yesterday go there and mill that out and patch it back, just to get it through till
The
we
new budget?
can do something, we have the budget plus,
Yeah.
make,
It's pumping, real bad.
I live at 902 Holland, and I've got a signed list of neighbors. We are seriously concerned about the structural integrity of our homes because I have literal earthquakes in my house from 5 a.m. to midnight.
Windows shake.
Can't even lay down and during the day to even take a nap because it feels like The Exorcist is like under your bed.
So Ken, y'all's practice usually, when you mill that out, you'll dig it out and you'll put a
they'll
new
mill it
base
out
in.
and patch it until we can get somebody to come in and do some investigating.
Okay.
So, what my opinion is, when we did the stuff there, we injected the urethane in the ground several years ago that was just to fill big voids under the road because of this very issue. Before we did that, we contacted Carrollton Utilities and everybody that had utilities in the area, everybody said, we've got no problem. So we pumped the ground full of urethane, which is, the urethane we use is like what they make bowling balls out of. So when it goes in the ground, it's solid. Like 2 or 3 weeks later, we get a call saying you filled our lines up with urethane, you need to come fix it.
Well, that's what's made there, right?
So I don't know if there's a storm sewer leak or
That's what I'm,
what, so.
my son, he's an engineer, he looked at it and he said, Dad's just gonna keep, it's gonna keep silting in from the road and the driveway. It's just gonna keep going, cause the sewer's caving in.
Yeah, so we'll do our best to get it patched, to try to stop that shaking, and
I
then.
mean,
see
it
if
can't
we
be
can
good for our homes.
I can't say yes, no, on that.
And if in the future somebody would have these problems, I mean,
They're gonna stay with it.
well, I mean, people could be sued because unmaintained road.
It's not necessarily an unmaintained road, I mean, we maintain, and we'll get it patched, and
May I submit this to you?
You may.
I want this for the record,
you can get it.
somewhere in the
you can
county
get it.
that
You
we're
can
very.
get it.
Okay.
Have you guys talked to the mayor as well?
Yeah,
Because this is
they
also,
highway, so.
Yeah, they
oh,
said,
it
they
is,
sent
but
us
I
here.
mean, they also have some influence on Carroll Utilities. If it
Well,
isn't
I
needed.
got a little top there, Carroll Utilities, a manhole that's dropped about that far, that's right in front of her house at Ninth and Island, and it's sinking too. So, I've told them 3 times, they need to put a riser or something on it,
You would think,
and I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
So if I could, somebody have enough
I will say that,
influence to get the Carroll Utilities to put a riser on it, it might help.
I'll call.
Okay,
I can't tell you that they're gonna do anything.
I mean, I've left them notes,
Yeah.
everything, that doesn't go.
I want to also just state that, Ken, I appreciate all the work on 36 West out there, especially the work last year, well, last fall got done, and then I seen also y'all doing some patching on 3 and 9, trying to wear some base fillers out there,
Right.
and,
Same here for what you done on 467 and plus.
No worries.
We do appreciate it,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
So Highland Avenue is, there's a list of projects that are gonna be resurfaced this year. And and there's a red line comes from the state highway engineer's office on the list. And we get like projects 1 through 14 this year. Well, Highland was like number 15 or 16 on the list, so it should come up for resurfacing next summer. But we'll try to get things patched.
I feel like that's the industry in the area that road should be maintained.
Trucks just tear it off.
It's all.
Well, it's US route, so we can't do anything with the trucks, so.
Like,
Right, but
like some time when you can't get up through there, if that caves in.
thank you.
Okay, I do have 2 other places, I guess, just while we're up here. So, the railroad crossing on 2350, or otherwise known as M&T Road to most of us. So on the southbound lane, just at the crossing, there's a really bad depression there.
Is it at the crossing?
Yes, yeah, it's just before, it's on the, beyond the north side of the depression, actually on the southbound lane, so I don't know if it's, well, but it's not in the crossing, it's the approach
If it's
to.
if it's within the,
So what is that distance from the center of the rail, do you know?
I'm not sure what the number is, but usually there's a construction joint.
Okay, so I'll look at that, but, I don't know if you're aware of that, 'cause it's.
No, I was not.
Okay, so I may need to work with you on that. And then the other one is, again, back to really appreciating all the mow trim and stuff they did, but and the worst of it is on Kentucky 36 East, right there by Christian Academy stuff, there's a lot of debris left in the ditches. I mean, logs, these are, they're dead ash, that type of stuff. And so I know it impedes drainage and something, so is there any, and I know you're strapped for resources.
And we don't have any people.
So there's no plans or anything to come out?
They'll get them all as time allows, but, they prioritize, what's the most important thing, so, but on days where it's too wet to pave or whatever, we can work on that. I think the last, Locust, I think they were trying to get that stuff picked up on Locust as well, so.
Yeah, now it's probably a tornado, man, it doesn't matter. Yeah, debris there. Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. We have Kelly White, here for the jail feasibility study.
Y'all gotta read the,
We're gonna do the road.
resolution.
You gotta go back and do the road.
We gotta do the resolution.
Those are two separate things.
Oh. So we did the road aid.
You talked to Ken, but you gotta pass the resolution for the agreement for the road aid funds.
That's a motion for your resolution.
Yeah, make a motion, the resolution.
And second that.
Be it resolved by the fiscal court, the fiscal court is hereby set all roads and streets referred to in said contract as part of the county road system. The fiscal court is hereby ratify and adopt all statements, representations, warranties, covenants, agreements contained in said contract. Is hereby accept said contract unless such acceptance agrees to all the terms and conditions that are stated. And the county to the executive of the county is hereby authorized and directed to sign said contract as set forth on behalf of the fiscal court of Carroll County and the county clerk of Carroll County is hereby authorized and directed to certify their.
Yeah, make a motion to approve that resolution.
I second.
Motion made by Scott, seconded by Clay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carroll County, Library Board of Trustees appointment.
Go back. Feasibility.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, feasibility study, Kelly White.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, thank you all for allowing me to come and just visit a little bit. I just talked a little bit about a study to evaluate the current situation at the jail and what the future might hold. My name is Kelly White, and I've worked with jails to try to better figure out what the future holds for them. And try to do the best we can for them. And I guess inside the study, excuse me, we're going to look at a few different things. We'll look at the demographic makeup of the county. You know, what's the crime data, some of the circuit and district court information, what court dispositions, things like that. Look at the inmate population, where it's been, where it's going, then have some options that you can explore and with some information on what the cost might be. And we'll look at some of the recent jail projects that are across the state, so we kind of gauge what they're doing, where they're going, what they've done, and what it's cost them. That's about all I've got. I'm really looking for more questions and things like that. If you're...
Well, for everyone else in the room and online, so Kelly came, what has it been, 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago. We were in the budgeting process. He spent about 2 hours with us. I think Benji, you were there, and I and Daniel did a real nice job of walking us through. I mean, he gave us examples of this is the Nelson County study that he did not too long ago. Again, he's got a significant background in corrections, all things still kind of works for Kidwell's different aspects, and so definitely qualified to conduct a study. We had talked about, again, having him come in here and discuss and do this proposal, because we agreed we would do this. I think we had settled on $9,000, which seems like a lot, but again, there's quite a bit of analytics to go through, and this is an important decision. I mean, Daniel, I will say, as far as the budget, has done an outstanding job of trying to trim every bit of stuff that he can, but it's still a really horrid story at the end. And again, Daniel's doing a nice job there, so we've got to get this done. We've got to have somebody that's qualified to do that. So I guess one thing, Nick, we haven't talked to you about, you know, what would a contract look like in terms of deliverables? I mean, you've got a package, we kind of talked about that. I mean, I know we expressed some concern about having a better idea of what year 1 through 20 looks like, jail or no jail, you know, cost some of that. You said you had that, you just didn't put it in that report, because that's not what that county wants.
That's not what they asked for.
But anyway, so, you know, we would have to draft something like that.
And I've got a guideline that I use, and I'll be glad to leave it with you. And it's very short and sweet, to the point, and lays out everything you expect from me, and then what I expect from you guys.
Timing was good. I mean, we were expecting 6 months, and I think you said, you know, it's certainly less, quite a bit less than that.
I mean, it's a lot of the time the study is, I do this quite often, so I know where the data is. The biggest hurdle to overcome is when I call folks, when they call me back, because I'll be asking a lot of questions, because we look at a comprehensive view of what makes that facility work. There's a lot of variables out there that Daniel doesn't have any control over, but yet it dictates quite a bit of what happens there. So I'll go to those agencies too and say, give me a view on what's your philosophy. And, so then we'll spell that out and give you the information, and then the decisions be made from there.
Now, we do have this as part of the fiscal year 2024-25 budget, so kind of starting in July timeframe. So,
And then whatever your time frame is.
I guess I don't know, Nick, your thoughts on it. We want to see the contract, and we'll go ahead and do an approval on the contract at a meeting. So, I guess we're prepared to go ahead and work with us to get that contract. We'll get that in place.
Okay.
Make that happen.
Any other questions? Thank you for letting me spend some time with you. It's always,
Thank you, Kelly.
always good to be back in Carroll County.
Thank you. Motions on that. Carroll County Public Library Board of Trustees appointment, it'll be 4-year terms, for Robert Froman and Calvin Gilbert. We pick one or both? One. All right. Mr. Froman approved to do it, so we need a motion to appoint him as the trustee.
I will make that motion.
Ms. Scott.
Robert Froman.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Surplus declaration of Ford F-250 jail Class D canteen account 2 vehicle. Need a motion to accept that.
Declare surplus.
Yeah, declare surplus.
So make that motion. So I also want to have discussion on this. There's two, I guess, modifications to this list. And I guess this is the list, because we haven't got this in the newspaper yet, right? I guess I'm looking at Debbie and Tracy, right? So,
No, it'll be picked up here.
yeah,
So you can still make changes.
right, but it will be published in the News Democrat as well, right?
The legal ad taking bids will be published, the actual list. will
Okay,
not.
we'll be here, okay, thank you for that clarification. But I had, just an afterthought, I guess, as I was talking to folks at the road department, and having been through the project, or the budgeting process and understanding how much stuff costs and some of these type of things, to go ahead and keep possession of, that's number 9, New Holland mow tractor, strip the mow trim off that and use that tractor for other services. It's a sound tractor, there's no issues with it, it could be used for bush hogging and a variety of other things. So the guys seem all open to that, because as we all know, we don't get a lot of money on these auctions the way this is set up. So I don't know, are you guys opposed to that, or you?
I'm for it.
Okay.
You can use it, let's keep it.
Yeah.
So that would be the other modification, adding 26 and taking number 9 off the list, and then giving the guys at the road department the authorization to go ahead and strip that tractor.
Do we need anything for it, Nick? All right.
And then we also, you'll notice highlighted on here was a minimum bid of 20,000 for the track loader. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. Magistrate comments. Our county attorney, sorry.
I gave you a few things there in your packet. The one, the email is just for informational purposes. We cannot pass that resolution, so it's allowed one. But that is the new legislation for the Ohio River Recreation Authority, being part of the Department of Local Government. They're asking the 25 counties to join the Ohio River consider joining that authority, we have presence on the governing board. Just something for you all to look at, if you all have any questions, there's a contact for everybody to reach out to answer those questions, but we'll have to decide in July if we do want to join in on that authority. It's mainly to increase recreational opportunities, outdoor recreational opportunities along the Ohio River with more construction of trails, both blue trails and main trails. The other one is with the new legislation, medical cannabis will be legal in the Commonwealth beginning July 2025. It is up to each county what avenue they take with regard to medical cannabis dispensaries within their county, kind of like a wet dry vote. It depends on how you want to do it. If you take no action, then as soon as they're licensed by the state, then they can set up shop in Carroll County. You can also vote to not allow them at all within the county, or you can make a resolution and put it on the next general election referendum vote to whether or not Carroll County wants to be a site for medical cannabis dispensaries to the vote. So that's just some thought. I know you won't have to really talk about that yet, but that is something that we do need to make a decision on fairly quick, otherwise.
Well, actually, we've got till January 1st.
Right.
Even though the licensing opens July 1, even if they were given a license, if we haven't accepted it after January 1st, they couldn't take it.
Right.
But it does behoove us to do it earlier so they don't go through that process. So we do have a little bit of time to make that decision. We've not talked about it. I attended two sessions on it last week, very informative. So I would like to table this, I guess, until.
If you decide to go the referendum route though, Danielle, they have to go win.
Well, we don't have a general election next year. There are no elections in 25.
And my preference would not be to go to referendum.
We have to win the 24 general election.
It would be before our ballots are certified. Not even
I
last
think
before,
so.
so it wouldn't be much longer after that.
Yeah, so you're looking at probably July-ish when Danielle has to certify her
If not
ballots.
sooner.
So if you're gonna go the referendum.
Well, and I'm pretty confident I would recommend going down the referendum now. I don't think there's any reason to do that.
We haven't been able to discuss it between us, so I think I'll call a recommendation, table it until the next meeting, so we have the time.
Well, I think even if we get the judge back, I think, we have some time on this. There's nothing emergency. And
So we'll do that.
and encourage you, if people got, comments on it, thoughts, I mean, they worked incredibly hard not to make this an opioid pill mill type scenario. And there's not gonna be dispensaries on every street corner like Michigan is, those type of things. So just something I think we need to talk about, so. All right. Is that it?
That's all I have.
Master comments. I guess I'll start that. Our May 28th meeting date has changed. 23rd,
Thursday.
Thursday. And,
At the same time.
at 9 a.m., 9 a.m. Surplus bid opening changed to June 11th.
May 23rd, I will not be here, but I'll try to see if Mr. Murphy said that.
Okay.
I think the primary business that day, Nick, will be just to approve bills and stuff.
That's not just, remember, you're bound by special meeting rules. It has to be on the agenda if you want to talk about it.
All right, my comment is, I'd like to thank the members of the court, department heads for their hard work on the budget cycle this year. Scott, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, a couple things, and Matt's not here. Matt had another obligation he needed to step out on, so he had given us this Placer AI proposal. Some of you are aware, we've been working on what we call economic development strategy, which is comprehensive, but where does that mean said? Slipped my mind there, but we've been working on that a lot, and Dave is important on that, making decisions and stuff. So this tool is absolutely phenomenal in what it allows us to do in terms of understanding our community better. So he had worked this proposal up. It's $15,300, which seems like a lot of money. and it is, but the data that we can use as part of the SEDS process is invaluable. So I think his proposal here was to use it for a year, and get that data to be, and then it can be, longer term. I think we had talked about potentially, and then it has value for chamber, and then getting some other folks on board, but let's take it the first time. So I would make a proposal based on this at 15.3, we have to basically agree to it, and I'm gonna make a motion to go ahead and proceed with a 1-year contract to place for AI, to get this, this program up and running.
All right, so we got a motion.
I'll second it.
Let's go.
I talked to Matt as well. I know what it is when it's about, so I'm good.
All in favor, say aye.
So that's one thing. The other one is, the dump truck issue. So as we all know, we've had a fiasco. The one truck wasn't DOT compliant anymore, so it's on the surplus list. Another one's been down in Louisville, seems like for months. Supposedly parts are coming in, but we don't know the integrity of that truck or how long it's gonna last. The guys are without a big dump truck to pull the trailers, and so they're having to use a chipper truck. That type of thing. So, we've gone through, so we've kind of got two options, I guess, and neither one of them are ideal, I guess, but one of them is to go back to what we were originally looking at was a F-750 Ford. Found one up at Fuller Ford in Cincinnati. They supply to Kentucky as well. They're not a state contract holder, but it'd be the same as working with a state Ford. So we could bid, they've got one on the lot. It's diesel, it's air brakes, it's got all the specs that we would want to be outfitted with the 10-foot bed. So that one was $112,650 off the lot, fully equipped. We could have it by the end of July most likely, and we would use ARPA funds for that. The other one was to look at a Kenworth. Now there is, I think it's Palmer Kenworth, and I talked to Jimmy yesterday. The problem with that is, it's $140,000. Now that's equipped with a plow, okay? But those would not be available probably till January, February, even later. I mean, they're not even built yet, so you place your order. So again, there's some advantages, with the Packer engine and Allison rear end, some of those type of things. But it is higher cost, and it's gonna be a lot longer to get it. So we kind of need to make a decision. I mean, I know as far as ARPA funds, again, we gotta be having these decisions made by the end of the year, right? So, yeah.
We should go ahead with the F-750.
You guys good with that? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of those pretty cool, the 750.
So I guess what we need to do then is get the bid process set going on that, and we've got to make sure we have several sets of eyes look at that, because 2 times, maybe the third time will be the charm. First 2 times we crashed and burned due to just little technicalities on this whole thing, and we lost some trucks. So I guess I'm not sure exactly who starts that process.
That has to be bid, correct?
Yes, it has to be bid.
Okay, so we're seeking bids.
Yeah, so we'll have to put that together, and I know Nick, you've got some guidance on use the word of equipment, and some of those other type of things to make sure that we don't lose this. Because again, it's hard to believe that these trucks are hard to find, but they are. I mean, they're really in short supply. We've looked all over, and really not a lot out there, so.
So we got a motion to seek bids for a dump truck for ARPA funds by Clay. Then you want to second that?
Yeah, so it'll be a 2025 or equivalent F-750 with air brakes and diesel would be the primary things.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. And the last thing was, I had sent you guys an email, so I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. Chuck had approached me one day when I was out there about just the fees and stuff. He said that in years past, it's always been approved by the judge and by the court, so again, don't know the full history on that. But, we had talked last meeting about increasing the gate charge to $4 a head. Okay, so that was pretty easy to do. But he was asking about individual passes. They were $100 last year, so kind of the proposal was go to $110, so 10% increase. family pass is going up $10 from $225 to $235. There are actually quite a few people that take advantage of that. Rental rates, currently is $125 an hour for 2 hours. So the proposal on that was actually increase that to $150 with a 2-hour minimum. So that's all county pool. And then KISOC, it's kind of unique because it's got a 4-hour minimum, $75 an hour. So I think the goal here really was to make it to be similar to what the county pool was in terms of like a 2-hour minimum at $125 an hour. And then, whether or not we need to have family or individual pass at the KISOC or not. If we did, likely $150 for an individual, realizing that pool is open, for the entire 12 months. It's not just seasonal. So I don't know if you guys want to look at that, or if Chuck's just looking for some guidance because they're going to be opening a county pool here no matter what. You have a thought, or just go with it, or what's thoughts?
What do you like?
I don't have a problem increasing it. But
Here's
yeah, that's something. With the county pool, I don't have a problem increasing that.
I don't want to.
That's a minimal amount anyway, so as far as KISOC goes, let me put a little more thought into the KISOC part of it, the county pool part of it was.
Okay, so I don't know if we need that in form of a motion and to approve it. I don't know, but what's that?
Motion.
Okay. So here I'm gonna I'll repeat that, so this will be in the minutes. So proposing, this is the motion for the county pool only, to increase the individual passes, for the 2024 swim season to $110 for an individual, $235 for a family of 4, and increase the rental rate to $150 per hour with a 2-hour minimum. So that's the motion.
Yes, second.
I'll say.
And if you guys can give thought to KISOC, and then we can revisit that.
All in favor, say aye. Well, you got it.
I just, really just, again, thanks everybody for the work on the budget. I know it was, pretty strenuous. Sometimes I wasn't here, I had other obligations, but, I do appreciate Debbie, I do greatly appreciate your help on this. It did not go unnoticed, believe me, so. And, all the department and stuff does a good job out there, and I appreciate it. That's all I have, thank you.
Executive session.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, I want,
Executive session.
yeah, to discuss personnel issues.
Motion by Frank, second by Scott. All in favor?
Aye. start it?
Yep.
Did you start it?
Yep.
I need
Alright,
a-
so I'll make a motion to come out of executive session with 0 action.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Meeting adjourned.
Make a motion.
Oh, can we make a motion?
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.